This movie takes place in an alternate history version of Tokyo in the 1950s, where Japan is recovering from a war, but political and social turmoil plague the country. In this world, the government has established several layers of police to maintain control. One of these layers is the feared Kerberos Panzer Corps, a militarized police unit equipped with heavy armor and automatic weapons, tasked with quelling insurgent groups such as the Sect. The story begins during a violent riot in the Akasaka district, where the self-police and riot police attempt to suppress the growing chaos, but soon find themselves overwhelmed by the resistance and coordinated attacks of the Sect, a revolutionary group. In the underground storm sewers beneath the city, a network of Sect operatives delivers Molotov cocktails and explosives to the rioters. Among them is a young courier, Nanami Agawa, known as a Little Red Riding Hood due to her role in delivering explosives while wearing a red cloak. The situation above ground spirals out of control when a Sect-provided satchel charge injures several police officers. The self-police are unable to restore order, prompting the deployment of the elite Kerberos unit. These officers, clad in impenetrable armor and wielding heavy weaponry, descend into the sewers and quickly eliminate the Sect operatives, destroying their stockpile of explosives. It is during this operation that one of the film's central characters, Kazuki Fuse, a member of Kerberos, comes face to face with Nanami. Armed and terrified, Nanami attempts to flee, but Fuse hesitates when given the order to shoot her. His hesitation becomes a critical moment, as Nanami, rather than surrender, detonates her own satchel charge in front of him. She dies in a violent explosion, triggering a power outage and causing even more chaos above ground, as the self-police lose control of the riot. The incident severely damages the reputation of Kerberos, which had been viewed as an unstoppable force. More importantly, the event haunts Fuse, who is left grappling with guilt and the trauma of witnessing Nanami's death. His inaction is seen as a failure by his superiors, and as punishment, he is sent to retrain under the harsh supervision of Hachiro Tobe, the head drill instructor. While undergoing retraining, Fuse becomes increasingly introspective, haunted by what happened in the sewers. One day, Fuse visits Nanami's grave out of guilt and a need for closure. There, he meets a woman named Kei Amamiya, who introduces herself as Nanami's older sister. Despite the tense circumstances surrounding their meeting, Kei reassures Fuse that she does not blame him for her sister's death, and the two develop a bond. As they spend more time together, a mutual attraction begins to form, and Fuse, who has been emotionally numb and detached, starts to open up. However, as the plot deepens, it's revealed that Kei is not actually Nanami's sister. She is in fact another Little Red Riding Hood courier, and she has been coerced into working for Public Security, a rival police organization to Kerberos. Public Security seeks to dismantle the Kerberos unit by exposing its failures and merging with the self-police. The higher-ups in Public Security use Kei as a pawn to manipulate Fuse, hoping to set a trap for him and discredit Kerberos in the process. Public Security's plan is put into motion at a museum, where they try to ensnare Fuse and catch him in a compromising situation. However, Fuse, already suspicious, manages to outwit the agents sent to capture him. He incapacitates the Public Security officers and escapes with Kei, fleeing into the night. In this moment of heightened tension, Kei reveals her true role in the plot and confesses her part in the deception. Despite this betrayal, the two grow closer, and Kei suggests they run away together to escape the tangled web of lies and manipulation. Yet Fuse, ever loyal to his duty and aware that their escape would never truly free them from the situation, refuses to run. Despite their deepening relationship, he feels compelled to face the harsh reality of their circumstances. Seeking refuge, Fuse and Kei return to the storm sewers, the site of the initial riot shootout. It is here that they encounter the Jinro, a secretive counterintelligence unit operating within the Kerberos organization. Jinro, led by Fuse's former drill instructor Hachiro Tobe and Hajime Honda, exists to protect Kerberos from internal threats like Public Security. The group reveals that they had been aware of Kei's role all along and that they've been watching Public Security's moves. They provide Fuse with an MG-42 machine gun and a full set of Kerberos protect gear, preparing him for the inevitable confrontation. Jinro considers Kei to be living proof of public security's conspiracy against Kerberos, and her fate becomes entangled with their broader strategy of survival and resistance. As the plot moves towards its climax, a public security strike team, led by Fuse's old friend Atsushi Hemni, tracks Fuse and Kei to the sewers using a tracking device secretly planted in Kei's belongings. This leads to a final confrontation between Fuse, now fully armored in his Kerberos gear, and the public security agents. In a brutal and intense firefight, Fuse efficiently eliminates the agents one by one, showcasing his lethal prowess. The action culminates in a personal duel between Fuse and Hemni, where Fuse emerges victorious, killing his former friend as a testament to the high stakes of loyalty, betrayal, and survival in their dystopian world. After the battle, Fuse reunites with Kei in a desolate junkyard, where the rest of the Jinro unit waits. However, a devastating order is given. Kei must be killed to ensure she is never captured by public security and used against Kerberos. Fuse, now torn between his duty as a soldier and his emotional connection to Kei, finds himself in an impossible situation. Kei, aware of her fate, embraces Fuse, and in a tragic and poignant moment, she recites lines from the story of Little Red Riding Hood. She likens Fuse to the wolf in the fairy tale, a predator disguised as someone who was once close to her. Fuse, racked with guilt and inner conflict, wrestles with the decision he knows he must make. Overcome by the brutal reality of the world they live in, he ultimately shoots and kills Kei. The scene is both heartbreaking and inevitable, symbolizing the ruthless, dehumanizing nature of the society they inhabit. In the final moments, Hachiro Tobe, watching from afar, reflects on the story of Little Red Riding Hood. He compares Kei's tragic demise to the story's grim ending, in which the wolf triumphs. As the film closes, it leaves the audience with a deep sense of loss, resignation, and a haunting reminder of the inescapable cycle of violence and betrayal in this dystopian world. Jinro masterfully weaves together themes of humanity, duty, and the blurred lines between predator and prey, using the metaphor of Little Red Riding Hood to explore the darker sides of human nature. The ending is tragic, not because of the death itself, but because of the inevitable choices that the characters must make in a world where they are trapped by their own roles and identities. And that's a wrap on today's review. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the world of anime. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Otaku Review for more recaps, reviews, and everything anime. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Have any thoughts on the story? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, keep watching.